It's cracking YouTube. Black ass here with another video, and I say the final video of 2022. And what a year it has been, man. What a year it has been. You know, it's crazy how so much could change in 365 days. You know, every 24 hours somebody dies, you know, and somebody comes out of a womb, you know. Niggas really don't know what's gonna happen the next day, you know. Could get fired from your job, you could get shot, somebody could be interested in you, you could have niggas chasing you, you could be loved by people, and some people could be stuck in the same situation for years on end, and you know, nothing could change. Or after waiting for many years, they finally get that one chance and everything changes. You know, I said my journey since the year started has been faced with some hardships, and I've had to battle through some adversity, and I've had to do some things that, you know, I haven't been really too proud of. And one of them being is still living, you know, in the hood and shit, and still being in the same area for a long ass time. And at the beginning of the year, I was still working this job at Speedy. If y'all niggas remember that shit. I was working at Speedy, and I almost got hit by a fucking truck, bro. Like, on purpose, too. Like, it wasn't an accident or anything. I almost got hit on accident. Or on purpose, I should say. And, you know, it really, like, pissed me off to the point where I had to leave and find another job. And, you know, after that, I think I made that one video talking about I hate crackers at, you know, those types of jobs and shit. And then I think about a week after I made that video, I had just gotten my license. And once I got my license, I then started doing delivery. And, you know, from there, I would say it really started to pick up. My life really started to change a little bit. Because ever since I got my license, I think the wheels started turning into motion. And yes, I did have a trash job, but at least I didn't have to work at a damn warehouse. At least I didn't have to work with people that didn't know what the fuck they were doing and could probably not even teach me anyways, you know. So once I worked at my delivery job, which only lasted about a couple months, you know, I ended up going back to school and going back to my my actual hometown where I was actually born and where I grew up, like my infancy stages in life. And once I came up with the decision to go there, you know, I had a few doubts. I had a few doubts, but I had more pros than cons. And I'm going to say this. If you know you've been in a position for a long time and you have an opportunity to leave or get out or just change your life, take it and don't look back, because there's going to be a lot of regret, and I would say even suffering that you'll have to endure if you don't make that conscious decision to move on with your life. And one thing about me is I've been here, at my hood or in my area since 2009, my nigga. You want to know how long ago that was? My nigga, the first Avatar came out at that time. That's how long ago I've been here, Or I've been there, excuse me, past tense. Because I don't fucking live here anymore. But that's how long I've been, ducking niggas. Growing up in this environment that everybody doesn't like me. And facing adversity damn near every day. And to my surprise, I couldn't really think outside, the box. I couldn't think for myself, and I couldn't actually come up with a damn plan that makes, number one, actual sense, and number two, a plan that could pay off and I don't have to come back here or come back to my hood, excuse me. So once I thought about it, and once I got accepted to the community college, I then had to wait for my financial aid. The money that was used for me to start living and making a living with the job that I had not yet gotten, And remind you, I waited months, man. I would have to say almost 5 months. Just for money to get in my bank account and for me to get on out of here. And once my plan was already set, and once I had to wait for the money, I had to go find a place. And that took, I would say, less than a month to actually find a place and, live somewhere. To my surprise, living with 2 other people that I don't know so far, it has its pros and its cons, I don't know if they'll stumble across this video, but I'm not going to go too in depth to how I'm going to describe how it's been like, but, I'd say it's better than where I used to live. I'll say that, but once I found a place, all I had to really look for now was when the money was gonna come. And so after waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, it finally came in late October. So when it finally came and I actually had a place, I went over there, drove 2 hours, and toured and saw everything about the place. And I didn't care what it looked like. I didn't really care if it was messy or anything. And to my surprise, since I do live there now, it's not as bad as I thought. But, once every check was, filled, once the planets align, bitch, you know, once I had the resources, the income, you know, the vehicle that I had to acquire, the gas, the knowledge, all of that shit, I decided, you know what? I've suffered through enough pain. It's time for me to fucking leave. And I left, man. I left, and I left without really telling anybody, because me living here now, I'd say this year there's only a few people that I actually could trust and I know that still live here, you know. Also, I really didn't want to put my business out there so people would know. And a lot of people still think I live in the hood that I grew up with. But little did these niggas know, I left a while ago. But would I went about it another way? Probably not. You know, am I proud of all the shit I've done? You know, for myself, getting to where I'm at in life now? Hell fucking yeah, nigga. Because I've been waiting for this shit, man. I've been waiting to actually wake up and not hear neighbors banging on the fucking closet door and people screaming out in the middle of the night. I've been waiting so that I won't have to see people steal shit in my fucking car. You know, I've been waiting to get a new lease on life, my nigga. And this idea that not everywhere you go is bad. Because to be honest, prior to leaving, I thought everywhere I go was the same shit. You know, everywhere around the states, at least, or every town you go to, at least around here, to me, I thought was the same. But to my surprise, it isn't. There are places where you could go to that have greener pastures and nicer people, better food, the weather's different, people have different ideologies, nobody really thinks the same, and, you know, I say people somewhat care more about each other, you know? Like, what neighbors do and shit. Like, back in the day, like, when you had that one neighbor that would always check up on you and shit, give you some food and shit, like, that type of shit, you know? But in the hood, nobody gives a fuck, and people could care less, you know? That's why I always tell people, if you have an opportunity and you have the resources, you know, take it. Seize the moment, like Eminem said. You know, if you want something, go after it. And, you know, it took me a while to, you know, to get my own, man. It took me a while. Most people that moved out, they didn't move out till maybe 18, you know. But even me at 18, I don't think I would have been, like, financially stable or financially mature of, you know, paying for my bills and all that. I really don't think I was in a good position to really do any of that shit, because I just blew my money on dumb shit, man. And I didn't know how to save money. But now, since I'm a little bit older, and I just turned 22 like a couple weeks back, you know, it's something you have to develop in your brain. Like, you know, it's just something that you have to develop that you have to teach yourself how to save money and, how to spend it on stuff that actually matters. You know, I used to spend my money on shoes, clothes, chains, video games, consoles, um, stuff you really don't need, you know. But now, since it's really crucial to save money because rent, nigga, you have to kind of put that shit aside and tell yourself, I need to pay for some important shit, you know. But this year, man, I would say it's been one hell of a ride, man. Like, and sometimes I didn't know what to do when I got there, you know. Because I told myself, I'm like, damn, what's next? I finally got here, you know. I finally made it out the trap. What do I do from here? Where do I go from here? And, for niggas like me who've been through a lot, I say just keep moving forward, man. You know, nothing's impossible. Nothing, man. Nothing is impossible. Like, you could have so many people and so many of your close friends and peers tell you all the negative things in the world and everything that in their power, or their words I should say, want to tear you down and want to treat you like shit and want to doubt you and want to basically say you ain't shit. And that's what I had a lot of people with me say, including my parents, some of my friends, for a long ass time. But once you really start to, I don't want to say wake up, but once you go through a lot of things in life, you tell yourself, okay, most of the people that were talking all that shit didn't build me up. They were just talking that bullshit. So it's like, you gotta have your own mindset. You gotta basically think for yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. And, when you're like a free thinker and you have your own mindset, let me tell you something, man. Anything somebody says doesn't matter. Anything, nothing matters, And it won't affect you. It won't affect you. It doesn't affect me now like it did back in the day for sure. Growing up here, people always have negative mindsets. People always want to bring you down, tear you down, make you feel like shit. Now, if you're a black man like me, or if you're just a black boy growing up in a place like this, nobody's gonna respect you. No, people are just gonna fear you, and nobody's really gonna want to fuck with you like that. But as I got older and I got bigger, wiser, I could discern better. I actually am not afraid of people or really of anybody's like judgment of me. It's kind of like, now I have something to say about people now. It's like now I have a voice and I have my own fucking thoughts and beliefs, So I could say that's what's being a man is about. Not really giving a damn what anybody thinks about you. And if you have beliefs, stand on that fucking shit. you know. But I thank God for keeping me alive for all these years. And I think 2023, the reset button will finally be pushed. And people will, I don't want to say people, but I think I'll finally feel at ease. I'll finally feel like an actual person with a mission that can move forward in life, you know. It's crazy, man. It's like from almost getting hit from a truck to living with two people in a nice place back home where I belong, you know, in a nice ass apartment with a decent job. Like, the Lord's plan is crazy, man. Like, it's crazy. But 2022, man, you taught me some shit. 2023, man, like I said, the reset button is gonna be pushed, and we're starting a new life, you know, a new beginning, a fucking Genesis. I just want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. Every rant, every fucking random video I've had about the hood, gang stalking and shit. You know what's funny? I came back from Christmas and I'm still recording in the hood. I'm at a Catholic church parking lot right now, and I'm about to go back home tomorrow. Fuck. Well, I'm about to go back home tomorrow, man, but happy holidays, guys. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, even though it was 2 days after that shit. Nigga, we moving forward in this hole. I'm out.